Okay, let's look at the company departments. Now, there are many company departments possible, and not all companies have all the departments. It depends, of course, on the size of the company and on the aims of the company. Okay, so the inputs and outputs are managed by departments. Okay, the organization's goals. Well, the management works towards the organization's goals. The company is going to settle its objectives, okay, for the coming year or the upcoming years, the next 2-3 years. And of course, everybody is going to work towards that objective, that goal. Large organizations may have different levels of managers, okay? Small companies usually do not have elaborated hierarchy, but large companies will have, of course, the CEO. We've already talked about the CEO. Remember, CEO, remember what it means? Chief Executive Officer, okay? So if you have a big company with shareholders, you're going to have, of course, the shareholders, the board of directors, then the CEO, and then you're going to have the top managers, the middle managers, and the first line managers. Now, remember what we've talked about. This is kind of an old chart, and the middle managers are being eliminated because they are very expensive. And of course, all these levels of hierarchy make it very long and difficult to take decisions. And to speed up decisions, in fact, companies now tend to cut those managers out. Of course, that creates some redundancies and unemployment. Okay, so you've got that hierarchy, and of course, the CEO, he deals with the general outlook of the company. He's not going to deal with the day-to-day problems and the day-to-day inputs and outputs. He's going to do it over a whole year, of course, and it's the middle managers that are going to report to him of what's going on, and who's going to really do the work on the front line are the first line managers. They're the ones that are going to deal with the employees, telling them that this is what should be done, this is what should not be done, okay? So, in fact, the hierarchy, you have top or executive managers. They're responsible, that's what I was telling you, for overseeing the whole organization. Oversee the whole organization. Okay, that's the key words you should remember. And they do not pay, well, they do pay, of course, attention, but less attention to the day-to-day detail. Okay, the day-to-day detail, of course, is reported to them because it's all that reporting that will make up the business, but they do not deal with it on a daily basis. Okay, you have the top managers, they have middle managers working for them and who are in charge of major functions of departments. They're going to be in charge of a department and they're going to report, of course, to the CEO. And you have the middle managers. Now, the middle managers do not always exist. Their middle managers may have first-line managers. Sometimes middle managers and first-line managers are the same person for, of course, economic reasons and decision-taking reasons. And if they do not have one, they will, of course, operate as one. But if they have a first-line manager working for them, and they are responsible of management on a day-to-day basis of a group of workers. The marketing department will have a frontline manager. The sales department, which is sometimes the same, will have a frontline manager. Okay, so you should remember that line of hierarchy, knowing that often the middle manager and the first line manager is the only one. If you have to cut costs in a company Who are you going to, unfortunately, eliminate? You're going to eliminate the middle manager. The middle manager is going to become the first line manager, in fact, okay? If you want to cut costs. If at the exam you have to make suggestions, okay, that can be one of your tasks. Well, look at the hierarchy, look at the chart, and tell us how you're going to cut jobs, okay? He's the one, unfortunately, that you're going to make redundant or that you're going to lay off first. Not a good position. Okay? Right. So the different departments, well, what is the definition, first of all, of a department? A department is, in fact, an entity. It's a little company in itself, okay? And has to organize, in fact. Departments are the entities to organize people. You belong to that department, so you're going to have that function. You belong to that one, you're going to have that function. It's to define, in fact, what role the people have according to the skills, according to the competencies, and the training they have. They're going to be in one or another department, of course. Okay, if you are specialized in human resources, you're not probably going to work at the sales department, which is an altogether different job, of course. Okay, departments are usually organized by functions such as human resources, marketing, administration, and sales. Okay, so departments is the name in French for service. Every new addition to a business brings with it some benefits and some drawbacks. I was telling you that not all the companies have all the departments, of course. Maybe bigger companies would have. If you choose to bring in a new department because, of course, it puts too much strain on the other departments, you're going to create another one. For instance, in a lot of companies, the marketing department and the sales department are only one because, of course, they are very close. The marketing, in fact, gives the means to the sales department to be more effective on the spot, okay, on the spot, sur le terrain, sur place. So the marketing department gives the means to the sales department to be efficient on the spot. However, sometimes if that's only one department, the functions will not be distinguished enough. There will be confusion. Or if it's a big company, if the company grows, there will be a need to divide that department in two and make a separate marketing department and a separate sales department. What does that imply? That implies that the tasks will be more defined. It will be clear-cut. You may have to hire more people. So it's probably really necessary for the growth of the company. So it's going to be more efficient, but it's also going to cost a lot of money. Before deciding to open up a new department, you have to weigh the advantages and the drawbacks in terms, of course, of profitability, okay, la rentabilité, in terms of profitability. And, of course, a new advertising department, for instance, okay? A small company may not have an advertising department. It can be part of the marketing department. May create significant name recognition. You're going to enhance your name recognition because the advertising department is going to work on the logo, on the brand image of the company. For the business, it's going to be good for the name recognition. But the salaries of the trained artists and copywriters could be significant as well. You're going to have extra employees, extra skills, but you're going to pay for that. So you have two solutions. Either you outsource, sous-traiter, we're going to talk about that in another chapter. Either you outsource, sous-traiter, or you have what you call built-in departments. Or you can have in-house departments. In-house departments, ce sont les services donc muros, intra-entreprise, Et outsource, c'est la sous-traitance. The companies sometimes are at that point of decision. Is it better for us to outsource, and we'll see the benefits of outsourcing afterwards, or is it better for us to have an in-house department with our own artists, with our own copywriters? This is specific to the copywriters, and artists, of course, are specific to the advertising department, okay? Sometimes, in some circumstances, it's better. Sometimes it is not. And that's what the CEO has to take, and that's his decision. Okay, let's take a look at a couple of departments, maybe the main ones.